Welcome to another video update for Treasure Reef, and in today's video we're going to do a monthly aquarium inspection. So today is February 1st and I'm going to do a monthly aquarium inspection, go over aquarium, find what has changed since my last month aquarium inspection, which was in January, early Jan, and also talk about the things that I don't like about the aquarium that I think need to be changed, some of the deficiencies, some of the places where the color is off. So let's just take a look. I turned off the flow and we can see that right now the corals are not moving, obviously. There's no flow, but this gives us an opportunity to really explore the tank, and you can actually see the colors, you can see the state of the corals, and I think first I'm going to talk about some of the changes that I've made. I'm trying to be a little bit more diligent about cleaning the glass. You can see that even the back wall is a lot better, so it does take more time, but I think it's worth it. This way you get to enjoy the tank a lot more. Still, there's a few places up in front that need to be cleaned up a little bit more. You can see that there is still algae in the front, and I'm going to show towards the end of the video this little contraption that I've built, I bought, that I think is going to help me stay on top of the aquarium maintenance. But let's first talk about the changes. So I have brought in this coral here, this huge favia that's been with me for probably 7 years, give or take. If you look back to about 2 years ago, I almost lost it. This whole thing was brown. You just wouldn't even know that that's the case, but it has fully came back. There's a little bit still tissue that has receded, but I'm sure it's gonna bounce back fully. I love this coral, probably one of my favorite corals in this aquarium. And it's interesting, today I read in Reef Builders that apparently Tropic Marine has this turkey delight, or some sort of an issue with their turkey batches of salt. And I can't help but wonder if what I was experiencing had something to do with this. I had some inexplicable issues, and only when I made a few changes to both salt and some of the other additives, things have bounced back. So I'm working right now on cleaning up aquarium a lot more. I'm trying to line everything up so that there is some open space. You can see I'm not doing a very good job of this yet. I don't like this crowdedness here, but it takes time to peel off all the corals, move the sand around, and just also find that the colors go well together. So for example, you can see this nice bright orange of a sunset. When it's right next to this clam, which is kind of purple blue, I think that's great. Obviously color theory and all that, but I haven't done this for the other corals, and I'm just trying to, I want to keep all of them, but also I know that I can't do that. Now let's take a look at the mid island. So this mid island, again, if you look back, I've built it fairly recently, maybe 3-4 months ago, and I'm using this new system, the pegging system, new for this tank, but obviously something that has been tried before by many other aquarists, including myself a few years back. And you can see that's the reason why some of the corals are so expensive. The strawberry shortcake hasn't grown at all in 4 months. So, and yet you can see that some of the other corals are doing quite well. If somebody can name this coral for me, I'd really appreciate it. I forget the name, and I don't think it's any type of Kenya, but if you know, please let me know in the comments below. Also, speaking of slow growers, this is a red planet, which is finally starting to bounce back and right on top of it, it is it's a very nice piece of orange passion. Love this coral. So I think we're gonna do a top down very shortly in this video, but let's just look at the other side. So the new anthias that I've introduced, they're doing very well. I think they finally are starting to go as a little group, at least they don't fight. Everybody who's coming over to see this tank, they all love my Royal Grandma. Look at this guy, he's kind of in the back there, but very large, probably one of my favorite fish here. So other than this beauty, the powder blue, look at how good he looks right now. So he is I think almost fully fat and healthy. So again, if you look back into the summer, this guy was almost a goner, and I think that me changing the way I feed the fish, so I'm doing a lot more dry pellets, but I enrich them. Again, I have shot a video about that. That has made all a difference in its health, and I think this is a good testament of that. I haven't introduced any medication, none of that stuff, but look at that, he's just phenomenal. And you can see also the Naso. Oh, again, another one of my absolute favorite fish. Also I got some fancy corals here, the Flame Acro. I've got I think this is the Marvin. Oh, I have the blue light come on, so let's enjoy what the tank looks like when it's blue before I'm gonna switch it back to regular. So again, this is kind of what it looks like in the evening for me, and I really like that look. Okay, going back to regular lighting. Oh, the clam didn't enjoy that, which is expected. So taking a look on the other side, you can see that it's very dense population, and I need to do something about that. So I'm taking my time. You can see there's a lot of work here to just clean it, frag it. I need to find place for it, so it's taking time. But I'm gonna get there eventually. So let's take another look over here, and now I'm gonna do a top down. So 1 second. Let's take a look from the top. And starting with the right side, we've got, like I said, huge growth. Everything is growing bonkers. This is Shaggy right over there. You got the Rainbow Loom. This guy is really starting to color up. This is Pink Princess. Really like this guy. And I think this guy is still kind of brownish, but I think it has lots of potential. So it's starting to come back in color. Green Tort, the Needle in a Haystack. You've got Reef Raft, Naughty Spiral, some corals at the bottom, so this wonderful Gunny. And moving over to the midsection, let's take a look. Pretty awesome, eh? There's some really nice coloration on I think it's a Wolverine or Pac-Man. I got a little red Ferrari, Marvin the Martian, there's a pink caddy, all of the good stuff. Also there's a green goblin Anacropora. So unfortunately I have lost probably one of my favorite corals, not Bizarro, the other type of Cephastria, also by World War Coral, very similar, and I've lost it because of the torch. Torch was pretty much just aggravating it. So I'm in the market for one. Moving on to the other side, I need to clean up the sand over here. You can see the Flame Acro is now touching the green tort, so I need to do something about that. My tort is both towards the Miyagi on the left, and I think this is an Oregon tort on the right, and then the teal in the back. So I got 3 different torts here. pretty awesome. I got my white cloud, which has lost some of the color, but I'm sure it's gonna bounce back. And you know, this is the gonies. They're doing well, but they're not growing that much. Just that's where it's at. So let's take another look from the side. All right, very nice. You can see the white tissue. That's my green frog spawn, basically touching the acro. This is an awesome filefish. Look at that. Look at the little spikes on him. And now let's talk about what I want to change. So you can see I started to move the sand a little bit more to the front. There's still lots of spots that are barren. So I want to take the sand from the back and move it onto the front, but I need to be careful. There's lots of phosphates in there. Every time when I touch it, you know, the tank gets very cloudy. So I'm gonna take my time doing that. I also heard of some people stirring up the sand with a stick, so maybe that's what I'm gonna try and do. I want to frag. I'm not sure if I'm gonna start with the right section or the left section. Look at these guys, they're trying to do something to the clam. I wonder why. Look at the powder blue. He is gorgeous, just gorgeous. So, mimic tank, that's another awesome fella. I think this is kind of what his adult coloration is like. And the sailfin, the Desjardins sailfin in the back there, and the yellow tank. So all the tanks are in. Should I get another tank? Maybe not for this tank. I do like my tanks. All the anthias are kind of hiding there. So some of you have asked about this male. So this male came from my friend's tank, and this is kind of what he looked like when I got him. He's very lean. Maybe looks a little bit like William Defoe, but he's as healthy as William. Look at the Royal Grama. Again, probably one of my favorite fish in this aquarium. And the clowns are doing very well. So overall, I think my next goal for the tank is to start to move sand to the front. Start to maybe removing some of the corals from the sand bed. I want to clean it up a little bit more. And then I want to start fragging. So if you are interested in any of the frags, you can go to treasurecorals.com, and there's shipping in GTA as well as there's local pickup. So let me know if this is something that you are interested in. So look at kind of the back wall here. This is where the anthias are currently hanging out. Look at that little acro. I'm gonna try to focus on it. That's pretty awesome. Very, very polypy. Alright, so this is what my February month checkup is looking like. This is February 1st, and I hope you have found it entertaining. Let me know if I'm missing something, if I can improve it. Oh, I forgot to show you the new addition for the cleaning. So going down here under the hood, this is kind of my sump area right now. This is dark. I wonder why. This is pretty interesting. This is something new. I haven't seen that before. Look at that. I've turned off the water, but this thing is not holding the water. That's not a good sign. That is something new. I haven't seen that before. So that tells me that there must be a leak of some sort inside of the sump. That's the only explanation. This is scary. I haven't seen that before. I think I'm gonna probably investigate this further and shoot a video on that. Also, look at all that horrible algae. That's basically, maybe at some point I'm gonna just stop running this section altogether. But I don't know what's going on here. Why would the water come off? There's a little hole here, but the hole is fairly, I don't even know where it is. It's somewhere here. It's not so low at the bottom, so I don't know what's going on here. This is not good. That is not good. But I digress. Here is the little device. You can get it on Amazon, 20 bucks Canadian, and you can kind of get into tight spaces with this thing to clean off the glass. So I've been using this. I gotta say thanks to my buddy Yuri, who have shown me this thing, and again, this helps me keep the tank nice and clean. Anyways, this is where we are on February, and I'll see you next month about the tank. Make sure to like and subscribe, and the new videos come out weekly.